Going to do classic X-Men issue number 29 from Marvel Comics. So yeah, you saw the unboxing. I did all these classic X-Men, and I thought to myself, why not do a review of a story that I really, really enjoyed when I was very, very young? Well, I was, I believe, around 18 or 19 years old when this storyline came out, I'm guessing. And I have very fond memories, although it has a different cover, and also it was Dutch translated, so we didn't have those original comics here in my country, unfortunately. So I'm happy to have, even though it's not really the original, because this is a reprint and they call it a classic X-Men, I'm very happy to get it. And so without further ado, let's go in and have some fun. So we see here, I believe this is New York. Spider-Man is swinging around. Oh, before I forget, it's been drawn by John Byrne, written by Chris Claremont. So you have some great combo here. Man, I miss those days. I really do. I really miss those. Good writing, good art. It's just I don't know. I just miss those days. Anyway, so he swings here, and you notice that Scott Summers is having a date with. What's her name? Colleen Wing. And Colleen Wing is believed associated with Misty Knight and Iron Fist. So I didn't know he had a date with her, and he basically later admits it too, that Colleen here was, along with Jean, they were the first to that he had a date with. I didn't know that. I always thought that he has only dated Jean Grey. And although this is a story that I've read before, it never stuck with me at that time when I was younger. But now that I think about it, yeah, that's interesting. So basically, Spider-Man comes here to say hi, and then he's going away, and and they are going on their date again. But then this is some. So we are here with these. What is this? A sanctionation truck, that's they call it. And he's looking for the X-Men, well, one of the X-Men. So this is happening. The schlang sound looks really silly. So basically, he just caught Scott Summers and Colleen. But then Spider-Man hears that schlang sound, and he remembers that he once was held captive in the same manner by Arcade. With believe Captain Britain once upon a time, a long time ago. I don't have that comic, but that's besides the point. But he recognizes, and he's going investigating, but he cannot find anyone. And but he decides to warn the X-Men. Meanwhile, a couple of the X-Men, Colossus and Kurt Wagner, also known as Nightcrawler, is here with two other girls, and they're enjoying some, I don't know, opera, and they are being greeted by Miss Locke. And she says, "I'm afraid of Professor Xavier Private Box is being refurbished, but the director hopes this one will serve as well." And then the door closes, and they're in some metal box. Gas is coming in, and then it's too late. Yeah, so Miss Locke is part of the of Arcade's gang. I believe she died, and then she was being replaced by a robot that looked like her. I'm not entirely sure, but Miss Locke was a cool character, I think, at the time. Like a femme fatale. I like that. Also, we see Wolverine here. He has a date with Mariko Yoshida. And in this time period, he was very in love with her, and he wants to see her again, also getting a smoke from this guy with an arcade hat. And then we see this truck here again, this garbage truck. And yeah, you probably can figure it out what's going to happen. And also at the X-Men mansion of Professor Xavier, we have Banshee. He's been getting shot from behind. But there's the telephone ringing. And Stormy as well is also being shot because she gets out of bed and wants to pick up the phone. And great shot, by the way. And the person on the telephone is none other than Spider-Man. He says, hello, is this the Professor Xavier's mansion? Is anyone there? How's that? Thank heaven. I'm in time. This is Spider-Man. Scott Summers was kidnapped tonight by a crazy assassin form hire Arcade, I think he may be gunning for the X-Men. You got it, wall crawler. I am gunning for the X-Men. Trouble is, your warning comes a wee bit too late. And when I'm done with them, Spidey, I'm coming after you. Bye now. And he's just doing this. So Scott wakes up, and they're all in this, how do you say, spheres, and they are trapped. So Arcade is here getting ready to play the game with all of these, well, with Miss Locke and this garbage truck guy. So in his, I don't know, where he is now, I don't know, what do you call it, in this room that he is with full with electronics, he's using a pinball, and that is connected to the, well, whatever it is outside, and they are being ejected into a giant pinball machine in real life, I guess. And Arcade says, ladies and gentlemen and children of all ages, Arcade proudly welcomes you to Murderworld, where nobody ever survives. And this is great stuff, man. It speaks to the imagination. I like that a lot. So they are bumping into all these into these, I don't know, electrical bumpers, and they are being charged with electricity all the time. And they are still, a little bit groggy from the nerve gas and all with this electricity stuff. So they are being, I don't know, rolling towards the, well, I'm not sure what you call these holes. And each of one of these holes leads to another room with another trap designed for, for each and one of them. Like this, we have Spider-Man, Cyclops here, and he is trapped in these rooms with 3 exits, doors with exits. So Arcade says, hey Cyclops, welcome to my lady or the tiger room. You have 3 doors. One way out, the other 2 lead to horrible deaths. The choice is yours. My pleasure. Just to give you I cannot see what's in here. Oh, well, to make up your mind. You should know there is a trigger relay connecting to the doors with a hydraulic ram. The second you open a door or blast it with your I-beams, the moving wall will slam the rest of the way across the room. That gives you 1 play. Make it count. So, and he also brags that behind all of these doors, there's just concrete walls. So there is a way out, but he said, Cyclops never going to find it. Meanwhile, we are getting, we've seen, Piotr here in his Colossus form, and there's a door opening. And the voice says, Piotr Nikolaevich Rasputin, be seated. Greetings, young comrade. And he says, who are you? How do you know my name? I know there is all to know about you, Colossus. I am Colonel Alexei Vazvin of the KGB, the Committee for State Security. You are here, Piotr Nikolaevich, to answer charges that you are a traitor. What? Comrade Colonel, those lights, they are so bright. I cannot bear them. Oh? This sudden lack of cooperation, comrade, makes me wonder if perhaps the charges are true. They are lies. I am no traitor. Then you have nothing to fear for me or the lights. So basically, this guy is going to interrogate him. We're coming to that a little bit later. Wolverine is walking through this mirror house, and then, we see that other Wolverine clones from these warp mirrors are coming out, fighting him. These are robots, by the way. And this has been done before in The Flash. Flash also went to a mirror, also fighting other versions of himself warped. I like that. I don't mind it here. It's very small. And he's having a great time. Nightcrawler is next, and he is in some kind of a room, and there's doors opening, and there's cars with razor blades attacking him. So he teleports away, but he doesn't see the one that comes behind him because they are, can drive on the walls too and on the roof. So he's being hit. And then we go to Arcade says also, time to go. I do so hate the sight of blood. On to Banshee. So Banshee doesn't know what he is, and he also has damaged vocal cords because it was seriously injured in another episode of the X-Men. and then he is suddenly bombarded by Stukas, and he cannot, distinguish if they are real or not, because normally he would use the power of his, vocals to make a sonar to know where he is and, defend himself. I think Banshee is a great character. Love his costume, by the way, with his wings under his arm or whatever you call it. Moving on to Storm. So Storm is also waking up, and she's on some kind of a steel box, but then this platform falls and there's water below her. And then she's using, just in time, the winds to carry her, over the water. But then something is happening. There is some negative effects that canceling her abilities. So she's falling towards the water, then she is pushing herself up. And there's some kind of a mechanical device. She shoots it with a lightning bolt, but she's getting double electrocuted. Some kind of a backlash. So yeah, great stuff. Cyclops thinks, hey, listen, I need to do something before I get squashed. And then he does doing mostly the opposite of what Arcade is wanting him to do. So basically not play by the rules. Also like this rack in his power beam. Looks really cool. And God, I have so much fond memories of these kind of comics with this art and costumes. It brings me back to the fun times. So he breaks out, and also here Wolverine is having a little bit of a tough time with these robots, because every time he just kills one, other ones are popping up and they are stronger than the one before, wearing him out. We have this or whatever the sound effect it is. Cyclops is here, and basically they are happy to see him. Wolverine says, "Your optic blast must have zapped the machinery. These flaky mirrors have stopped growing robots, which is just fine with me. Come on, let's make tracks before this freaked out funhouse pops any more surprises. Wolverine, ahead of you. Someone in the shadows. No sweat. I already got a sense. It's..." and then he's getting punched in the face. Oh no! It's Colossus, and he has been, transformed. So Wolverine says, "This is not a robot. This is the real Colossus." And Colossus says, I am no longer the X-Men Colossus, a traitor to his motherland and his people. Now I am the proletarian worker hero of the Soviet Union." I like that. "And my first mission is to smash the X-Men." And see all these girls in these. It's just so funny. And Arcade has a blast here, and that leads us to the next issue, which is great. I have that one as too. We're going to review that pretty soon. We also have a backstory here when Colossus returns to the motherland, and he's been greeted, or he's going into this village, and we have this young Ilana Nikolovna Rasputina, the little snowflakes and loveliest snowflakes of them all. And he's getting a warm... I'm not going really into the story, but he's, he's here. People loving to have him return. He has his, with, I believe, his father and mother that died. Some accident happened. He's saving the people, but also is being called a traitor by other people. I believe there's a war going on. He wasn't there. I'm not entirely sure. I have to read the story, but it seems that so this guy, I believe this is the general that you saw earlier, or this colonel general thingy, I'm not sure, that brainwashed him, probably a robot too. He says, you need to go back to America and you never come back to this part of Russia. That's basically it. A lot of word salad here, but I'm willing to read the story. Overall, this is a very, very fun comic. Guys, let me know. Do you remember this story? Do you have it? I urge you to read it. It's pretty fun. See you next time. Bye-bye.